Hello everyone, how's it going? We've got a few people in tonight. So tonight we're covering lots of stuff. We're going to talk about the Worlds. We're going to talk about cheating in the game just now. We're mainly going to talk about the Worlds. In fact, where we're going to start with Cobbs, because everyone else you already know. So I'm just going to turn on the screen, and these guys will be able to see themselves. They're sitting. I can hear them in my ear, although they're all now listening to me very quietly because they're panicking. But now we're going to put on to the screen, and we'll be able to see everyone. And we've got. Here we go. We have Cobbs has got his specs on. We've got Ristey. We've got Cobbs. We've got Clash with Style. This is a bit of a scuffed overlay, and obviously you've got me over here. Hello, and then over at the underneath you can see we've got Voice of Clash Ninja and Crunk. So we've got loads and loads of people in here. Welcome to the stream, guys. Say hello, everyone.
Hey.
Hello.
Yo.
The sound works and everything. There's that slight panic of not sure. So it might be a little bit challenging to work out who is talking from the two people that are just on voice. So Crunk, do you want to say hello so people can recognise your voice?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's about it, really.
There's Crunk. And Clash Ninja, do you want to say hello?
Hello everyone, Ninja here.
Brilliant. You guys have got basically the same voice, so that's awesome. So, hello everyone, how are you doing?
Good.
Yeah,
I'm excited for this.
Everyone was chatting away, and now everyone's all quite quiet because we've gone live and nobody wants to talk over each other. It's challenging. Cobbs, how's the eye situation going on? Are you how did you get that condition?
I got a Flyers game. They're supposed to be gritty eyes. You know, the mascot?
Right, okay. No, I don't know anything about American sport.
You look like nipples.
Yeah, they do look a bit like nipples. You've got nipples for eyes, so.
Rumour has it he's hiding a black eye under there, but...
Yep.
Didn't do the dishes.
Yeah.
Got a little too, yeah.
So, because we've had Ristey, we've had Alex, we've had Clash Ninja, and we've had Crunk on before, I thought we'd start with just sort of finding out stuff all about Cobbs. Guys, welcome to the stream, by the way. Sorry, there's loads of people saying hello in the stream, and the chat's sort of rattling by. Hello everyone, welcome. But let's just go for it. So, Cobbs, when did you start playing Clash of Clans?
2013.
2013, happy days. And how did you get into it?
I got into it actually through work. Someone was playing. I used to de-ice airplanes, and how did it happen? He was like, we had like a break because it stopped snowing. So for 6 hours, we were playing this game, and then I just got hooked, and then I just started playing it every day. And then I just played it every day, and I still suck at it.
What's your favourite Town Hall level?
None of them, because I stink at them all.
You're just terrible at all of them?
Yes.
Do you have many accounts, or have you just got...
I have 3, and Crunk watches me 1 star on all 3 daily. And even Alex does. Alex loves when I'm on his stream, because he can watch me 1 star too.
Yeah, boy.
What about strategies? I've got a feeling this might be a similar answer to Town Hall. What's your favourite strategy? What's your go-to strategy to 1 star with?
I was using hybrid, and then with the whole new Town Hall update that just ruined hybrid, I think I loloed in a war the other day with Alex, and Alex was just trying to figure out. He spent the whole attack figuring out what I was trying to do, and I had Russ yelling in my ear, "Coach, you're doing it all wrong." And then at that point, I was like, "Yeah, this is just done."
Back to hybrid.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you for gifting the sub, man. So Cobbs, where did the name come from?
Where did what?
The name. Where's the name Cobbs come from?
Actually, my last name.
Just straight up last name.
Oh, it's close. It's 1 letter different. So, but yeah, I'm not going to broadcast my last name on here. So.
It's cunts.
Oh, right, okay. that's quite a few different names, letters anyway. We've got Crunk is thrown one in here as well. What do you like about being a manager? Because you're now managing BFC, aren't you? And why do you prefer this to, or do you prefer this to play in?
Because I don't have to play the game. I can just watch. It makes it so much easier.
Fair enough. So you love being involved in the game, but do you not enjoy the pressure of sort of doing the competitive side of things, or?
No, I just don't like playing, to be honest. I just don't like playing.
You still play in like every BFC war though.
Yeah, I know, because Crunk
Ah.
all the time. It's Crunk one day or then Crunk the next day. Crunk never plays anymore.
But when he does, he triples.
That is true. He's a god. That's why he's playing again, and he's no longer the manager.
Yeah, boy.
He's got a better hit rate than Russ.
That's not hard. I've probably got a better hit rate than Russ.
This is true.
So, Cobbs, you were part of Hydrogen Gaming, and then you moved to BFC. Why did you move?
So, I was trying to become Ristey's manager, and Ristey would just never accept me into his clan. I tried to get into his clan twice. I DM'd him multiple times.
Ristey, why is that?
He just didn't want any part of me. Hold on, let me finish. I tried multiple times. I tried to get into Ristey's clan. Then when I got in there, no one ever donated. Donation requests were there for 7 hours. I was trying to get some hogs. It took 9 hours. I was like, you know what? And then Crunk gave me a call, and that's where I went.
Unbelievable, Ristey.
I did not give you a call.
I'm begging.
The next question I've got could be kind of, what's your favourite tournament? Probably from a management point of view, what one have you found the smoothest to be a manager?
Bushido.
No, don't even get me started on Bushido. That's no. I don't know. I'm waiting for UWF to do their own tournament, but they haven't done that yet. EYG's fun. Crunk does a good job on that.
That's the kiss-ass answer there. Crunk, do you agree? Is your tournament the best?
Well,
Best managed.
I think in certain ways it doesn't have the best prize pool, but I think I've done a lot of admin stuff. I've been in CWL, which was the best. CWL esports doesn't even exist anymore. I would say in some ways, like the way it's managed and the logistics side of things, the speed that things are done, and the setup for media. And the feedback you get from media in those sort of ways is the best, but in other ways, like the prize pool obviously isn't the best. There's other little things. We don't have bots or anything. We're not the best at any of that. But there's a few things where I would say that we're pretty damn good at. And I'm not just saying that because it's my tournament. It's that's pretty much based on feedback and stuff, and you can see the caliber of clans we get, and just the general feedback from the media people and. If the general feedback from media people generally tells the story of how it is.
I think I'm going to go off topic and we're going to ask everyone this question now. Ristey, what's your favourite tournament to play in?
I had a massive thing for CWL esports back when it was running, and I've pretty much replaced it with an ACC at the minute because they threw us a bone. But I wouldn't say I really have a favourite. I really enjoy EYG Open, and I'm not just saying that because of the company. It's I know the guys. It's well run. You can find everything pretty well on the server, which is one thing that does grate me, especially with a couple of leagues that I've been in where you can see everybody else's sort of leagues on like all the channels, and it's just too far down the server. I do think for EYG Open are pretty. We've got it pretty much nailed on. I'm glad that the times for war has changed though, because those very fast paced ones were not my teammates' favourites.
Yeah, they're pretty brutal. Alex, what about you? What do you enjoy playing in? And I'd see that Lil's talking about Alpha League. Alpha League's obviously in a league of its own, Lil.
Yeah,
we're talking about 5v5 leagues. Otherwise, everyone would obviously have said Family Feud.
Obviously. Oh, fuck. Oh, away you go. I thought you were bigging me up there.
I think you beat Cobbs, didn't you? Cobbs was the one that was trying to hold off with the...
Yeah, not first. That is amazing.
No, Ristey threw the C-bomb in pretty early, didn't he? Ristey doesn't even remember throwing the C-bomb down.
Mine too, Foxy.
Did I?
Yeah.
When?
Yeah, no. Anyway, back on topic. I don't really play in any leagues. So, from a media point of view, I guess that's the only point of view I can really take it from. It was definitely EYG Open. Actually, there was some review server. What was it like what's it called? Competitive Clash Network or something. I actually left a review for the EYG Open on that because it's probably one of the best ran media servers I've been on. It's incredibly easy to find all the matches. There's no bots like Crunk said, but I actually think that's a bonus because sometimes with these bots, you've got about 500 matches all out of order and it's just impossible to find anything. But EYG Open, everything's there in date order. It's the same with NACC. Would you look at that? Crunk's also running that. So yeah, probably UIG Open, and NACC is really easy as well now, but yeah.
Clash Ninja, and sorry, you're hiding in the background as well. I'm conscious that you're not a competitive player, so I don't know if you have an opinion on this question that I've just gone and randomly decided to throw in. But if
No,
you want to
not
throw
like
something
you
in, no.
No, like I said, I'm not a competitive player, so I've not got any chips in the game, so to say. So yeah, I'll no preference from me.
You can skip that.
Alpha League's his favourite.
Oh yeah, obviously, yeah, that'll be his favourite.
Absolutely.
So yeah, Ristey and actually Crunk as well. That's one of the things that's changed since last time you've both been on. The NACC we've got in Div 2 now, and sorry, is it Challengers it's called? In Challengers Div we've got Unfair Warfare sitting in there, who essentially replaced Vanguard, because Vanguard moved up, didn't they? Is it? No, it wasn't. Sorry, I'm lying. No, that was
RTK.
RTK, yeah, you replaced RTK, and Brian Fan Club replaced Hanoi, I think. We were actually doing
about that.
We're doing pretty well, yeah. The Hanoi were doing all right.
So we lost in week 2 to Hanoi Royal, which means it goes on our list that we've actually lost our first war against BFC, and that's sticking for the season.
It was all Cobbs and Crunk's evil plan all along.
Yep.
I haven't played Unfair Warfare and 5v5 for so long. Just everything stacks against us, and for playing Unfair Warfare. So I'm hoping we meet up in the Family Feud final if we can both get past our semi-finals.
Yeah, we can maybe talk about that a little bit later on as well. Yeah, that should.
I've been doing my best for you.
So yeah, we've got shameless plug. We've got Unfair Warfare are going to be up against Aphelion, and then on paper I would say that's the harder challenge. But USA Fam took down Golden X, so EYG are up against Golden X. So that's fairly
USA
challenging
Fam.
As well. Yeah, that's a fair. Is that not what I said? What did I say?
You said
they were taking
that
on
Golden X got put out, but UIG are playing them in the next round.
Oh, right, okay, sorry, USA Fam. Yeah, words, man. I've gone off script, and that's it. I've lost all
right.
ability. Sorry, Cubs. I've missed out a couple of questions here. I don't know if I want to ask this, Crunk, because I have no idea what the answer to this is going to be, and that's really dangerous when it's Cobbs. So
Rupert has a question for Crunk.
What'd you say?
Rupert has a question for Crunk in the chat. He wants to know if the Vanguard players will get unbanned for Mack. So we can let Crunk answer that real quick.
Do you want me to answer that?
Well, surely it's just a straight up no.
It's one of those things. If you're going to mess people around, sign up for leagues, accept some invitations, then you're going to drop out. You can't expect to just come straight back in a few weeks or join a new team. You messed up. You messed around a load of admins. You have no idea how much of a pain it was to switch things around. So you own that problem. You do your suspension. You come back in 2 seasons' times and don't bother messaging me anymore, Fluxy, because you're wasting your time. You messed up. Own your problem.
All right, get off the fence, Crunk. I mean, I think you just need to really sort of, just answer. Just give us a straight answer on that one.
I think that was well
nice,
said.
Man. Nice, man. So we've got Cobbs. Who is King Antho?
Oh man,
is that a bad?
That's a great question.
It's not bad. I wish he was here so he could hear this, because then he'd really like me more.
Cobbs, just go and tag him in a server. That'll get his attention.
You want me to? If someone go tag him, I'll tag him. So this guy runs Bushido Gaming. I don't know if anyone knows about this tournament. It's French. I don't know. I think it's French. I don't know. But when I first came to BFC, this was one of the first tournaments I was setting up, and to schedule for the team. And I was new in there, so I asked him a question. He responds, rules. I said, okay, good answer. Now, what do you want me to do? He said, read the rules. I said, okay, I read the rules, but my question's not in there. Then he quotes the paragraph and subparagraph it's in. And I was like, that's not what I'm asking you. So now there's a major language barrier going on. And the guy just keeps yelling at me. And I was like, okay, fine. This is the game he wants to play. So 2 days later, I tag him in another question. Then he answers that. And then he goes, rules. Then someone else has another question. He just tags rules. And then he just tags rules. And he's just telling everyone, go read the rules. I was like, man, you run a league, but you don't help any of the players in the league. You constantly just say rules. And then you tag the rules. Why don't you just tell them? If you know your own rules, give them the answer. So it's going on and on. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start trolling him. So I think for 2 weeks straight, every morning at 4:30 in the morning, I tagged him and said, good morning. And boy, that set him off. And now Crunk sees what I'm doing. So now Crunk's tagging him saying, Cove says good morning. And he's going off, and he's going off, and he's going off. And then he tags me, and Crunk, we had a serious question for Alex to stream one of the playoff matches. And so Crunk tags him. I asked the question. He kicks us both out of the server. Tells us that we're being children. I said, oh, this is how it's going to be.
To be fair, it does sound like you were being a little bit like children.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're being children, but guess what? Don't just tell me you're running a league. Don't tell everyone that asks a question, read the rules. Answer them. And then if they ask a stupid question like how many players are on the roster, then that's fine. You tell them to read the rules. But when I have a question, yeah.
Did you read the rules before you signed up for the tournament?
I did. And the rules they're not in the best English, put it that way. I cannot read French. So if I read to read French, maybe I would understand it better. But they're in half English and half French, and I don't understand half of that. And I'm not the smartest guy as it is. So
did you not see the paragraph where it says in the announcements, there's no such thing as stupid questions, just stupid people?
Yeah, exactly. And here's the stupid people that it is. I mean, look, like it's one of those things where the one question I asked was, he said you could use up to 10 players. I said, we've only used 8. Can I add 2 players onto our roster for the playoffs? His response was, it's in the rules. I said, the rule says you can use up to 10 players during the season. It says nothing about playoffs. And then he goes, yes, it's right here. And it says you can, and he literally points to me where it says you can use 10 players. But it does not say if you could use 2 more, if you could use those guys in playoffs with the empty roster slots.
Okay,
like,
cool.
He didn't even know his own rules.
So,
and then he got embarrassed.
So from the amount of
Were you
questions
allowed to or not?
that I've been asked and when I've ran a single friendly challenge tournament, I can kind of see both sides of this. If you were tagging me like mad, I would definitely have kicked you. But I understand that, yeah, the rules aren't explaining the answer, and that's quite funny, yeah, as well.
I actually know how aggravating it is because I've been running Mirror Cup, and the amount of people that would ask the most insanely stupid questions like, do I have to hit my mirror? I'm like, well, it's called Mirror Cup, you know, it's pretty self-explanatory there, and it's like, you know, any other questions, literally, like, and I made sure in the rules everything was there, and all the questions I received, everything was in the rules. So I was one of those admins, just like that guy, like, you know, here's the rules, go and read it, but I knew everything was in there, but it seems to be in this case, maybe everything Cobbs was asking wasn't in there, so...
Yeah, but there's maybe some
don't just
gaps.
say that now.
What'd you say,
That's not
Crunk?
what you were saying. That's not what you were saying in our DMs.
Oh my god. And then so he kicks us, and then he throws us, and he tells us, he kicks me and Crunk, and he tells us you guys are children. So now we have Russ and Didi running PFC in this server, and the whole server's in French. That's what even makes it better. There's not a thing of English. Like, why would you invite an English-speaking team if your whole server's in French? That's another question I have for this guy. I would love to just have a sit down with this guy one day. Like, it's 60 minutes. Just me and King Anthro. It would be great.
Well, you know, I mean, I think everyone would like to watch that, but...
Mack's got a platform here for it.
I mean, yeah, we could sort that. Great, yeah.
You want me to go tag him?
We'll get him on next week.
Hey, I'll go tag him. He's in Alex's server.
No, don't bring it in my server.
I've got a question for him before he's even turned up. Who does he hate more?
Okay, let's move on. Let's get off that one and move on to, you know, something that was a lot less controversial. Clash Worlds. That wasn't controversial anyway.
What?
No,
What
that
you
was super controversial for me. Another controversial point for me.
Yeah, I was joking with Americans don't get sarcasm. Anyway, so the sarcasm went right past Cobbs' head there. right over his head. So yeah. So in terms of what did you guys think? So let's just concentrate on last weekend at the moment. We just look at the so Alton Attacks smashed it, yeah, on day 2, smashed all the way through. But they've not got Linnaeus anymore. That's just been announced. What do you guys think about that? I think that's a big deal. Was that expected? Did you guys suspect something was up with that because of like Mask obviously coming in quite recently?
I thought it was odd that he played and then he retired. You know, like I would usually retire. Well, I'm not going to retire, but if I was him, surely would retire at the end of a season. So when the previous Worlds finished or something, that's when I would retire rather than. Because surely he's feeling pretty good off the back of they won. They've just got a decent amount of money, and now he's like, nah, now I'm retiring. But like, there's something more to come. Like, I wouldn't. He's putting all the hard graft, and he's not even going to get to reap the rewards of it. You know, he's not going to get to play in the grand finals now. So I don't know. It's a bit of a weird one for me. I was really surprised to see it. I don't think it'll be alternate attack saying like we got a new player, you need to retire or anything like that. I just think he obviously made that decision and then he went. But it's a pretty interesting one, to be honest. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I was really surprised to see it, to be honest.
Ristey, what do you think?
I think so. If it was in plan, like if it was in place for him, it was in his head. He was going to go. He might have said to the ATN guys, "Look, I want to go." They bring in a replacement, but they haven't gelled yet. So I think it makes sense to play the last tournament, mainly as a farewell. But they've got the golden ticket now, so they've got several months until they're actually going to go to Worlds. So in that time, they're just going to blend him in, and it seems like a better transition period to bring in somebody new where there's going to be no pressure now for them. They've already done what they set out to do. They've got the golden ticket again first month, which is the second consecutive year, and he's given his teammates a great send off. And I just think that he's bought them a lot of time in the transition from him seeing himself out. So I don't really think it's a bad thing. I think it's if anything, he's done them a favor and he's took his lap of honor pretty well.
Fluxy's just said in the chat as well that he thinks that Mask had exams this month, so couldn't play this month. So that's maybe had it. It could be that actually Linnaeus wanted to retire earlier, but they've sort of said, well, look, we need that time. You need to give us that time so that we can get Mask in, and so he's available and all that sort of stuff. And that's maybe where it's come from. Crunk, what's your thoughts on things?
Obviously, Linnaeus like one of the best players in the world. Like literally like the top 10 in there, like right at the top end of that, in the top team in the world. And Mask's a really good player as well, but he's not quite at Linnaeus level. So the gap between ATN and everyone else closes a bit. So other teams will be like, obviously ATN is still number one, but you've got a lineup change. There's a little bit of uncertainty. And other teams might see Mask as the weak player in the team. They might be thinking, oh, well, he might be the guy to fail this war. But either way, it's good for the game because there's a bit of a change. Maybe Leonard will be back. We've seen a lot of people come back in the past, like obviously Eve Maxey come back. It was at Vale. He retired for a bit, didn't he? And so he can always come back. He's just completely maxed his account as well, hasn't he? So he'll probably be there farming or something in the background and keeping an eye on what's going on. But it'll be interesting either way to see what happens next.
Yeah, I just think it's a really impressively managed sort of handover. If you look at the way that a lot of stuff happens within like the esports sort of community and people jumping between teams and all that sort of stuff, or teams suddenly breaking up as we saw with with Vanguard. But then if you look at like what happened there, I get the impression that this was a deliberate move. You had Mask coming in, Linnaeus planning, and it's just been this really smooth transition. It kind of shows why they're up there and why they smashed it at the weekend. 3 perfect wars in a row. It's like,
yeah, they know what they're doing completely. It's like a professional organisation. They're going for the world championship. They want to be the winners. It's just another tick box on their year. Now they'll probably just have a bit of a break. They can enjoy their summer. Mm-hmm. They can just get to the next update, farm the stuff, play a couple of community leagues when it suits them. They haven't really got much to worry about until October, really. Maybe they'll play mobile open players, I suppose, and a couple of community leagues. But they don't even play many community leagues. They're very selective, and they've pretty much done a great position to be in.
Yeah, that's the best position they could be in.
Yeah. So let's before I've sort of done this in the wrong order. That's just because Linnade's announcement happened today, so we kind of skipped ahead to that one. But let's go all the way back to not last weekend, the weekend before, the pre-qualifiers. And we kind of touched on this with Clash Bash. So we've got the other side of when we had the Clash Bash interview. Obviously, they had that debacle against Crowned Eagles, and Crowned Eagles, Cobb's the villain in the story. But yeah, will we just, Cobbs, you want to give us a wee summary of what happened there again?
So I'm not really the villain here.
I know you're not. I'm only joking.
Well, Wells is 100% the villain.
Wells. I meant Crowned Eagles weren't really the villains. Was where I was going with that. Not let's pick on a different Crowned Eagles player.
Let's pick on the leader of Crowned Eagles.
Yeah, it's Wells.
Where's that button? Who's chucking him under it?
That was it was quite an eventful Saturday morning, waking up at 4:30 in the morning and sitting there for 4 hours until we played a match and we lost. They blew us out. It wasn't even, I don't even think it was close. I think it was like 12 to 10%. They beat us by like 18. And then this guy sends a message out that everyone's playing again. And we were like, oh, cool. We get to play again. So we play him again, and we all run our not as good base as what we thought. And they really struggled on them. And we ended up winning 11 to 10. And
it was 11-11, was it not?
I think it was 11 all Cobbs, yeah.
11.
You edged them on percent, yeah.
You played in this war, Cobbs, come on.
I don't even remember. That war was like a week and a half ago. But we got the win, and then we just sat there another 4.5 hours waiting for the next match. And I was like, man, they organized this so well where we played 2 matches in almost 8 hours.
And then you got beat.
And then we got beat. Yeah, and then we got beat. And it was like...
So we were in the same bracket. I was playing for Funfair, and we had a bye. In round 1, we had a bye, so we didn't play a match. So I realised I'd screwed up, and I planned to go out with family that day. And so I woke up it was 10 o'clock my time, and I get on, and I'm like, guys, unless this is done in a few hours, I'm going to miss like the last couple of wars. I'm not going to be on voice. I might be doing this on mobile signal, and like I'm going to go out for a walk and stuff. This is going to be a nightmare. My family came round at 2. They went home at 5. I'd been out for a walk. We went and got ice cream and everything, came back. And we still hadn't played a match. Nothing had happened. It was incredible. And I think it was about 8 o'clock at night that we got our first match. It was insane. It was, yeah. Anyone else have fun experiences on day 1? Ristey?
Oh, Crunk. Crunk is a good one.
Crunk, do you want to talk about your one?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a great Saturday. Got up, set the alarm as you do, get ready, get all your stuff in real life done, turn up to war, delayed, great, more delays. And at this time, we didn't have a player online, and we knew he was sleeping because he was trying to put on an all-nighter, and he fell asleep 2 hours before. So with all these delays, we were thinking, oh, this is going all right. Bracket comes out, and we got a random clan. So we play them, and we beat them with 4v5. And so that's all right. We're in the next. Maybe he's got a bit more time to wake up. More delays. Got to replay round 1. Replayed round 1, 4v5. We lost the replay, 4v5. Then more delays.
You would have won with a 2-star.
Yeah, more delays, and I think we were 2 out of 4 in the second match that we lost. And I think we were 3 out of 4 in the first match. More delays, and the team that we lost to got a free win in the next round. And the round after, their opponents put up 7 stars with about a load of delays in front. So if that first match hadn't been replayed, we would have had our guy woken up and all that. But to be honest, like it went on for like 12 hours, and I had a pretty good Saturday after that. But I don't think I'll play Worlds again unless someone needs some numbers making up. It's annoying, man. Like they haven't got it sorted. Like going into next month, you're sort of thinking, well, will all these problems be fixed? Will the admins be on top of this? They just basically weren't prepared in a few ways, and obviously you expect this, but you don't expect it on that sort of level. So I don't know if I'll be playing Worlds again this year, unless someone's desperate for a player or whatever. But not a very good experience. Didn't enjoy it. That's it, really.
So that was kind of like that. This is the main reason that we've got Clash.Ninja on. Clash.Ninja is our computer expert, and so when we say things like they should have tested the system more, like the server got, you could tell, and I'm not a computer guy, and I'm pretty sure I'm accurate in this, but Clash.Ninja, feel free to correct me. If you get 2,000 people to hit a button at the same time and ping a server, and in fact it was more than 2,000 I think, but they all fly in and all those go into the server at the same time, then the server's going to break. Is that right? Am I right, Clash.Ninja, or am I wrong?
For small scale systems, you would be right, but I think Clash of Clans is a game that's been around a long time, and I don't think it was a load related issue. I think for Supercell to manage 1,000 wars concurrently, I mean, you look at Supercell CWL every month where there's millions of wars going on. I don't think it was a load issue. I think because this is the first tournament that Supercell have run themselves, isn't it, for this sort of system. I imagine this was the first major outing for the code base managing all the tiers and the groups and things. Yeah. I think there was some underlying issues. The public war log issue being one of them, where some clans had gone in without a public war log. I reckon that probably broke some stuff. But I think there was probably some other underlying issues that they hadn't encountered during testing. So I mean, I don't know for certain because I've not spoke to any of the developers there, but I've been in this situation myself I'm a professional developer, where you've tested it yourself during development probably hundreds or thousands of times. And then as soon as you switch over to using live data, it's always the human element. Someone does something slightly different and it just breaks everything. And the fact that they kept saying, 15 minutes, it'll be up and running, 15 minutes, 50 minutes, 50 minutes. To me, that sounds like a developer was making changes. They were rolling it out, pressing the go button again, and it was breaking. And they're like, oh, right, okay, go back to the drawing board. I think it's this, roll out another fix, 15 minutes, let's go. And it was just round after round of failures behind the scenes. So I imagine the developers probably were quite frustrated, because I would put money on it that they did a lot of testing with clans that they'd created themselves. But until you use actual live data with some clans are going to be really old with different settings to some of the newer clans, and it can cause all sorts of headaches. And another aspect I imagine is they've probably added a lot of logging during all this time, because they need to make sure that it doesn't happen again in the following month. Because it's one thing to have one bad month where everything goes wrong, and like having to replay rounds is terrible for some clans, because it's the difference between making it and not. So I imagine they're probably putting a lot of effort in and capturing a lot of data to make sure that next time around it goes smoothly without all the screw ups, because it happening again will just be incredibly embarrassing for them.
Do you think they can fix it for next month? Will Crunk get a good experience if someone convinces him to play?
I think if they've managed to track down what they think the issue is, rather than just putting a quick fix in place, I think if they know what caused it, yes, they'll be able to fix it. Once again, it's like capturing a trace throughout the process of starting all the wars off. If they can say this is the point it failed on, we can fix it by doing X, Y, and Z, or capturing the error thrown. That'll be the solution, and that will allow it to run smoothly in future.
Yeah, I mean the chat in the Discord server was crazy. You had, like I said this last week, you had like these genuine issues where people were like, I'm not in the bracket, my team's not in the bracket anywhere. Clash Champs were in that situation. They wound up getting put into day 2, I think because they needed to replace a team. But even if that was always the case, like no one had explained that to them, that's why they weren't in the day 1 bracket. They were just panicking that they'd been left out. You had teams that were matched and then had to replay and had genuine concerns, but then you also had people who were like, oh, it's a Town Hall 7 layout that I've got on my base, and it's like, well, you've clearly never played with it. The experience range in there was just crazy. So yeah, that kind of makes total sense what you're saying. And Yeah, we'll see what happens next month. Ristey, you've not
I had
said
a great
much. Sorry,
time.
man. You had a good time. Yeah.
I had a great time. Yeah. I mean, personally, I'll start with the negatives before I move on. I had more positives, to be fair, from it, but I honestly don't know who made the decision to replay matches. And I think that they should probably fire the MLCW admins that they've taken on for that decision, because that's terrible. Like, it's just unforgivable making people play matches again. But I also think that they've got quite a few plans in there that really just shouldn't be in there. Saw a lot of 4-star wars, 5s. 7s shouldn't really be happening, and just some of the questions in there as well were just dreadful. And to be fair, I'd be pretty bogged down having to answer some of those questions or sort out stuff if you were dealing with some of those. But personally, I had a great time. We were all ready, we were all on voice, and then it was just that sort of it's just a build up, a little bit of tension flying around in some players, and you had a long period of time where you could just relax, chill out on voice, talk stuff. I mean, we were playing poker stars, we were playing chess, we were just just having not drinks at that time of the day. Well, I mean, it's 5 o'clock in the world somewhere, so you could have been. But yeah, we're just enjoying chatting to each other in the company. Which, it's unless you play a lot of league matches, especially for us, we don't tend to get on as a team of 5 too often, especially with a team of 6. So it was quite nice to have the 5 on, just chill out.
Yeah, it was cool. I had a really good experience, but I don't do tournament stuff very often. So actually jumping on voice with a team and actually having like I actually love that experience. I just don't do it very much. And yeah, I had a really good time as well. But yeah, the wait was, I mean, well, I had a good Saturday, and then in the evening I came back and got started with our wars. It was really bizarre. The poor people that were streaming day 2. So day 2 happened in the qualifiers weekend, in the pre-qualifiers weekend, and yeah, there was some sort of. That's when all the that was the top 128, but then we had 64. The top 64 teams from from Champs 1, came in, and we had some interesting matchups there. Anyone want to talk about that? How
Mack,
that went?
Didn't your team win the group on day 1?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we're top 128 in the world. I am a top 128 in the world player, and I'd probably with all the once everyone works out how the system works, that's never going to happen again.
Did you win in day 2 or no?
No, we came up against Omnipotence, which was a good match, to be honest. They're not they're a decent side. They're a name they're a known name, but they are not like some people were up against alternate attacks and like MCS and Queenwalkers and people like that. So we could have had a much rougher deal, but no, we had a really low percent 2-star. My super witch hit was baited, and I got like a 75% 2. But we had one of our players basically saved a 2-star. Like they almost didn't get the percent. They got the town hall, but didn't get the percent. Everything just went wrong. It's just one of those attacks that just went totally wrong. And then we had a couple of really close. I think we got 1-3. I think we opened with a 3, and then they opened with a 3. And then we had a really low 2, and then it just it went on from there. They got another 3, and we just never recovered. But yeah, it was good. Some interesting performances. Their Space Station Gaming absolutely smashed that pre-qualifiers weekend, day 2. They ended up winning the whole thing. I mean, it was another long day. What do you guys think? Beer's in the well, he was in the chat earlier on. What did you guys think about more about the Space Station on the pre-qualifiers weekend? We'll maybe talk about the qualifiers weekend in a second. Ristey, you want to come in on that? Who's not spoken? In fact, Alex, you haven't said anything in a while.
Yeah, I was very surprised. I'm not gonna lie. I don't feel like SSG have been on the best form recently. Well, if we completely exclude Worlds, I wouldn't say they've been on the best form, but then seeing them perform like they did in Worlds kind of made me think, were they not taking the rest of these competitions quite as seriously? Were they mainly just using that as practice to focus on Worlds? When it came to Worlds, suddenly they're like, right, we're bringing our A game, we're bringing our best bases, we're bringing, everything we possibly can to throw at this. I mean, I don't know. I feel like a team like that, they would surely throw everything they had at every opportunity, but maybe not. Maybe they would just were saving their best till Worlds, and they certainly did that. I was really surprised to see, but I was pleased to see them doing so well in Worlds. Yeah, I mean, everyone likes the SSG guys, I think, and
I
I
think
was
they
surprised
are.
to see them all go all the way and win that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're the crowd's favourite, aren't they? So they've got a lot of hype around them. Getting and obviously Nick and Lex going across, and then Marinol as well. That's just like it's a proper star-studded squad they've got there. But maybe just not quite gelled yet. What about some of the missing teams, Crunk?
Missing team. So Queen Walkers. I don't even know what happened to them or what's going on with
I
them.
think
But
they were
they just
first
go
rounded.
Yep, they did.
like I don't know. Yeah, that happens. Maybe it's a one-off or something. But they'll definitely need to like show up next month.
Yeah,
And like it's in some of their community tournament results, they just haven't been getting it done at Town Hall 14.
they got
I
absolutely
suppose-
slaughtered by Chaos the other day. 14
I
stars to
know,
12 or something.
I don't really know what's happened to them, to be honest. They've got to get it together. Maybe they've like reached their peak last year and come second in Worlds. They haven't got the morale to go again. You don't know. It's hard to like thing, but maybe they need a lineup change or something or something fresh to come towards them. But, I always thought they were a bit overrated in a way. They're obviously known for their classy hits and doing things outside the box, but you just got to get in there and get things done when it comes to Worlds. And they didn't get it done at all, obviously. And who else failed? Just remind me.
Nisha and Dance were probably a big team that were missing from that sort of final six.
Another one. Since they've changed their name, I know they're top in NACC, but since they've changed their name, it's like they're not as feared as much. But I don't really know what they did in Worlds. I didn't see their name once or anything. I didn't pay a massive amount of attention, but there'll be another team that will want to do a lot better next season and put a lot of things right, because they're definitely more than capable of going all the way and qualifying for that final 8 again. And they should. They're one of the top 8 favourites without a doubt. But can they get it done on the day? Who knows?
And then Penta were the other one. So Penta, Nishan Dance, and I think Vatang were all sort of in the same area of the bracket, and all kind of just were in amongst each other. And I think that was the issue. I'm sure that's what it was with Penta. But they didn't get very far either. So they were kind of like another early exit, which is a shame. I really rate Penta. I like them. They're good guys. Mainly because they like they like me streaming, so
They're pretty good at qualifying last year. Like the first time they qualified, I don't really know if it was expected. And they qualified like the month after, and people were like, "Oh wow, they've done it again." So yeah, they can do it. You'll probably see them in their final 6, one of the live qualifiers at some point this year.
And then let's skip forward to the qualifiers weekend, because this is going to go a bit over, guys, and I hope you're okay with that. But I think probably the biggest surprise, the one that broke everyone's brackets, Hooked had a wee bracket that he'd made up, loads of people predicting stuff. Marcos Gaming went, they basically were set up this qualifiers weekend day 1. I think they beat Space Station. Did they beat someone else? They beat Vatang. Is that right? And then they were all set to have a match against Alternate Attacks on day 2. So what do you think about their performance? Cobbs. So I'm just randomly picking names now. Just talk if you want to talk, guys.
Well, I'll let Alex talk. He doesn't talk the most. And he's getting having a bedtime.
No, it's fine. I think I don't think it matters what happened to them, because I think Alternate Attacks would have absolutely smoked them in the next round. I don't think the disconnect matters overly much, because I don't think anyone was beating Alternate Attacks, and that was their next opponent. But I guess it did happen, and that's probably what people want to talk about. So I think the disconnect was unlucky. I think they performed pretty well. Their defense, I think they had the best defense or something in the final kind of qualifier thing, and it was interesting to see. I mean, I wasn't expecting to see them get that far, so it was a bit of an upset, I think.
Yeah, I
to see
definitely
them
wasn't.
there rather
I
than
thought that
some of
I
these
thought
big teams you just named.
yeah, I was amazed that they got
Um,
that far.
Yeah, and obviously, like you go into Twitter and you can see the whole of India is behind them, which is great to see. But then when something goes wrong, like it did last year, and then it goes wrong again, the exact same thing, well, there's going to be uproar, and it was interesting to see. The thing that gets me is how late Supercell made that decision. They were
Yeah.
sitting on it for about 8 hours. They knew about it for 8 hours, and they put out the bracket and they said all this was happening. Marcos Gaming made a tweet saying we've done so well, blah blah blah. Went on through, and then they must have came back on Twitter and gone, "Hey yo, what's going on here? We've just been disqualified." So I don't know. It seemed a bit weird to me. Like if you're gonna make that decision, make it as soon as the thing happens, which is what they did with Indian clashes. I think it was the year before. As soon as that disconnect happened, they made the decision. It was on Twitter, but this time there was a huge delay, which I don't really know. Maybe there was an internal debate going on or something, but
Is that because most of
bit of an
Supercell was
interesting one.
asleep?
Probably because they've ran it at the most ridiculous
So
time.
they
Obviously,
run it in the middle of the night for Europe.
for everyone pretty much. It's absolutely ridiculous because Carbon Finn was talking about it on his stream the other day, and he was saying how when Supercell first contacted him to stream it, he assumed that it was 8 a.m. his time, but it was actually 8 p.m. his time, and he thought it was a typo. He couldn't believe that it was going to be that late because he obviously realized they're hardly going to have an audience. But
yeah, I mean, so I think
Supercell.
probably for the YouTube side of things, I mean, I think they probably like YouTube is much bigger over towards Asia, and they've probably got and it's a huge market there, a huge potential market of growth as well. So I can kind of see the logic behind that. I think Twitch was actually surprisingly busy. But yeah, I think it was lots of people up in the middle of the night, and whether or not they keep that. This was the first qualifier weekend. If they keep that going all the way through, that could be really challenging.
What I don't understand is why they're doing the same time for each one. Like,
yeah.
why not, stagger the times? Fair enough, have one of these, but, push it forward a bit so it's going to be equal for all. Like, not to compare it to Alpha League, but I'm going to compare it to Alpha League. That's what we did. We struggled with the first qualifiers, so we just made 5 different qualifiers, all at different times, which meant no matter where you are in the world, you're going to have a time that suits you. So I don't think it can be that difficult to, have it sort of different times rather than the same ridiculous time for them all. But yeah.
What do you think, Ristey?
I just think Supercell are doing it for a reason. It's a bad call making it last that long. If they've got rules, then they should adhere to it. But I mean, if you look at it from Supercell's perspective, they're doing it mainly, I would assume, is because they're afraid of cheats. They don't really want the cheating aspect in the game, and I do find it slightly ironic though that when a few players were attacking, you could see the player's face cam of them hitting, and then one that I did, I was half asleep. I was trying to stay up. I did have one eye closed for the majority of it, but the one person I did pick out was Agent 33. Just had his picture. I was a bit sort of confused by the fact that he had a picture shown, whilst the rest were you could see the face cam of them attacking.
Yeah,
like the MCES guys. I just don't get it. And if one of those things where after you look back afterwards, and I think it was Kartik the last year, he just had his profile picture up. So they're clearly watching something else other than the face. So they must be trying to monitor the movements of what they're doing on their iPad.
Yeah, because they're not allowed to. They're only allowed to be on voice with their 5 teammates. Is that right? It's like I can't remember from the rules, but there's a whole lot of sort of like real stipulations in there. It's like it's quite extreme, the integrity camera and what they're trying to. From what the tweet says, the guy got disconnected for 1 minute. I got in a bit of a Twitter argument with pretty much the entire nation of India. Because what I said was, look, this has happened 2 years in a row, and it's a shame because there's one of two things have happened. Either there's someone cheating that's got to the finals, got to the final day, and has then been kicked out, and that's a space for someone that wasn't cheating that could be playing. So that's one possibility, and I'm not accusing anyone of cheating. And if they were disconnected for a minute, that's a pretty impressively short amount of time to be able to get a cheating. But the fact is that they knew that if they know that this is a problem, that the guy is living in rural India and he's got really bad internet connection, then the organisation needs to work out a way where they're going to secure that 6,000 euros, I think, that they were going to get just for being there at day 2, which they've now missed out on. That's the problem for me. Is like, if you're an organisation and you get your team to that stage, doesn't matter how small an org you are, you need to be going, right, we need to work out a way where we absolutely guarantee that this guy, if it's flying him to a hotel in India where there is a decent signal, because that does exist, if it's putting a generator in his village so that his internet doesn't drop out because he doesn't get a power cut, whatever it is, whatever the solution is, so that they can, because they've just lost out on a whole load of money. And once again, it's another organisation that could have taken in, and that was kind of my point I was making. And I got a whole load of, you don't understand what it's like over here, and I'm like, whoa, that's not what I said. And there are challenges with COVID and all that sort of stuff, but that for me was just like, I just feel really sorry for. There's lots of people accusing them of cheating, and I just feel really sorry for the players that if they are not cheating, then it's like, that's just such a shame that they've lost out on that, because the org that's meant to be backing them hasn't backed them. Do you know what I mean? That's kind of where I've got my beef. It's not actually with the players, it's with an org. I don't know.
I don't know who they're backed by. To be honest, I just feel sorry for the teammates, because if he knows his internet's not very good, and that's not going to be the first time his internet's dropped out, or he's had issues, then I mean, if me personally, I'd take myself somewhere else.
Yeah.
We had a guy travel. He had a power outage. He travelled about an hour outside of his city just to make his Supercell CWL hit. I mean, that's the level of dedication of some players. And you get to that stage, and you think that would come naturally anyway. I don't know about what org is backing them, but for me, the whole sort of concept of orgs anyway, I think is I just get lost. I just get lost by it. You get players chasing contracts, like these guys being paid. I mean, okay, fair enough. I mean, what are they really offering you though as an org?
I think that's my point. They give you a fancy shirt and they maybe give you some basics. That an org needs to provide more than that. If you look at Space Station, you look at Alternate Attacks, they're orgs that are really professional and really driving it for, like, actually giving their players something.
The changeover for ATN, like we addressed it before, like that's a professional outfit, know what they're doing.
Yeah,
I mean, you look at half of these people that are, well, I say people, they're kids. You look at half of the kids chasing contracts at the moment, like desperate for somebody to pay them a bit of money. I mean, it's just like a dad handing down pocket money to the kids. Here you go, here's £5, buy some gems. You see what you want. Oh, I'm a pro player now. I've been given a £5 a week. All right, yeah, excellent. Really? Okay, fair enough. Just tragic for some of it. You see the clan bios. Oh, pro Clash player. I mean, are you really though? I mean, what are you getting? You're not really getting much. I mean, if you consider yourself a pro player, I'll look at your income and just go, so you're gonna stop working now? No, you're not. Not a pro player. I mean, the orgs are doing orgs. 99% of these orgs aren't offering and anything I would suggest in by way of support. Like I said, I don't know what Indian tribe are getting, who's even backing them. But if I was that player, I'd get myself somewhere where I can support my teammates and actually not have this issue occur. If I'm the org and I know that's happening, maybe chuck him some money. Maybe like, even if it's just a chauffeur car, just to get him out of his rural location, put him up for the night. I mean, they've already won money at that point. So even if he pays you back out of his winnings, I mean, that's not good support from the org. But it's something that they've done, and I just think that, you know, it's just badly managed. You can moan about it all you want. Take to Twitter 8 hours of Supercell's time trying to work out whether they should or not. You never know. Like they could bash on Supercell for it, and Supercell spent the 8 hours trying to find a loophole in their system that allows them back in the tournament, and ultimately they can't because other people will be annoyed at it.
Yeah.
You just don't know what goes on behind the scenes. But I don't think enough was done from a player or the org's point of view, from like given that whole situation.
Cobbs has been conducting like a side interview with Nick in the chat, and it's brilliant. Nick's provided a wee bit of insight as well, that the integrity cameras, a little bit of it is to stop teams that have come together and all sitting in the same room, to stop the piloting of accounts, and people like one guy running all the running all the iPads, doing all the attacks, but probably more so is people taking a screenshot of it and sending to someone else for a plan. The idea is that it's the 5 players that are coming up with a plan. That's your level of involvement. So yeah, that's quite. Cobbs, thank you. You're like an assistant interviewer there. It's good. I like that.
Do you think?
Well done, man. That's not sarcasm. That was genuine.
Do you think Supercell will be aiming to get in-game tournaments for like the grand final, or do you think they'll just say, "Nah, we're just gonna avoid it completely this year," or do you think they'll try and push for it?
You mean like everyone playing together, like
everyone
going to
like
Poland?
together, like the first Worlds was.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. I think that's essentially the plan. Yeah, everyone comes to Worlds. Everyone goes to Poland. I get the impression that's the intention. Whether or not, I mean, I'm sure they've probably got 2 plans at the moment, haven't they? They've got the COVID plan and the non-COVID plan. Flux is asking, if it was due to Wi-Fi issues, what could you do differently? Yeah, Flexible, that's for me. If it's like if your Wi-Fi's dodgy, then don't use your Wi-Fi.
Well,
you know when your Wi-Fi's
that's
dodgy.
What Ristey's just
get on
about,
get on the signal, or do you mean move somewhere else? It's like there's ways.
Well, Fluxy, I would say it is their fault. Like Ristey just said, if you know you've got bad internet, you do something about it. You know, you don't just stay in the same place where you know you've got bad internet, and you're taking a gamble, especially when there's quite a significant amount of money on the line. He's already said, you know, if their org is supporting them, then they should pay to, you know, take them to a hotel somewhere else or whatever. There's options there. I don't think if you've got bad Wi-Fi, that's it. You can never play Clash of Clans Worlds because you'll let your team down. There's always a workaround.
Well, I mean,
it's like if you've got an old unreliable car going to work, and you say your car breaks down to work every day, and you're late every day, and your boss gets pissed off. Like, that's on you for having a car that you know is unreliable. It's kind of same analogy at this level where there's money involved. It's essentially kind of could be regarded as a job, and your teammates relying on you to show up and do a good job.
Yeah, I think that's it. So it's like, I don't know. We talked earlier on about how Mask was doing exams, so Linnaeus played instead, and Mask is now going to start playing, and it's like maybe maybe he just doesn't play, but he didn't make that call. He said, "No, I want to play, even though my internet's dodgy." It's like someone in the org needs to make that call. They need to be involved in that. It's big money. That's kind of that's what I was saying. Anyway, what else have we missed? Anything? MCS silver ticket, right? Does anyone understand how the hell silver tickets work? Anyone? So MCS have got a silver ticket. I tweeted them and said, so can you take part in next month, or is that you guys, you have to go to this special silver ticket tournament towards the end of the year? And they're like, no, we can apply. So if they win the silver ticket, if they win the next golden ticket, what happens to that silver ticket? Does it disappear? Does anyone know?
I would imagine it would go to third, but
that's what I was going to say. You'd think it would go to third place.
But then, so what if third is Space Station Gaming, who win month 3 because they're the third best and playing proper, and then you've got like a massive backlog of. Yeah, eventually Ned start. Eventually BFC might get. That's true.
Just give it to Mad Ram. Give it to Mad Ram. They deserve justice.
They deserve justice. Justice for Mad Ram.
Yeah.
It's just I think it's. Don't get me wrong. I think this is better than the vote system, than the public vote. The public vote was.
That's not hard.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But potentially, it's just basically these silver tickets will bounce all the way down, and we could end up with like. Well, Marcos won't get it from this month, but like Method to Madness or Vitang.
Nick put in the chat that SSG will get it.
Yeah, and my point is the next step is like, well, if
Marcos Gaming get it.
Yeah, if SSG get it, and then do you know what I mean? Justice for Marcos Gaming. Yeah. Cool. The other one is alternate attacks. They perfected Space Station Gaming, and then they perfected MCS. Was only 2 matches they played. I thought they got 3 perfects in a row. And then you had MCS getting a perfect against SSG as well. Is the game too easy, or is it just that these guys are too good? What are we thinking? Is
These
the
guys
meta
are too
okay?
good.
Too good.
Definitely.
What do you think, Cobbs? Are you finding the game easy just now, Cobbs?
I stink at the game. I've said this a million times. The game's never easy.
Cobbs, how did you feel? I think you and me, and possibly Alex, are in a similar boat where when everyone was moaning about Town Hall 13 being broken and too easy, were you like me thinking, why can I not 3-star? Why can I not spam these Inferno drags? Why can I not spam these Inferno drags? And why do all mine die? And Ristey spams them with his face, and then just sits back and 3-stars every time. Were you having that? Were you having those feelings? That's where I was.
I watched Ristey use him at Town Hall 14 today, and I can let you guys know how that went for him. But I don't. 13 was easy because you could just hybrid, and now with 14 you can't hybrid. So I don't know what to do now. I just throw random stuff in there, random troops together, and just see whatever works. But it was 13. I was like you, Mack, in 13. Like, if we tripled once out of every 5, we were happy. We're like, oh
yeah, exactly.
We're good.
You saw my reaction to my Alpha League triple.
Yeah, exactly. You saw my reaction to the Alpha League triple. Actually, even been in Alpha League, and I got in there. And then I won a match in the group play. That was the worst part.
That gave you hope.
No, it gave me no hope. I knew I was done. Well, the only hope I had was Bean said he was going to quit, and then I guess Alex paid him to come play to beat me because he did not want to see me in the finals. So,
Crunk, what do you think? What do you think about the game just now? Do you think they've got the balance right?
I think there's still a lot of people who need to upgrade a lot of things, like the traps, and like people are still doing their traps, their cannons, their pets. They've probably got a few things left in the lab. Once everyone maxes out, and hopefully there won't be an update for a while, once all the free-to-play players catch up, then we'll really find out. But it's difficult to tell right now. But I think it's in quite a decent spot compared to where it's been in the past, to be honest, because it's been a lot worse, to be honest. Like end of Town Hall 13 was just like, why am I even playing this game some of the times? But they'll get it right, and there'll be some more. There'll be an update probably at the end of the summer or something, and they'll add a few more things, and they're doing a pretty good job with it overall, I'd say. It's very difficult to get those sort of things.
Do you think that update's going to happen? So 2 gold passes in a row, 2 gold pass videos in a row, we have had sneaks of Archer Towers, air defences, mortars. Was that the other one, or was it Wizard Tower? I can't remember. Do you think they're going to? Do you think it's going to be that late? I think it's going to be.
I think it's going to be end of June, like mid to late June.
I think it's dropping this month.
Yeah, here you go. Actually, Clash Ninja is the man that's going to know this. So he's trends, yeah. It's end of June when it's going to happen.
Following the trends, but also today, Darian said on the forums that the Supercell forums are getting shut down in August, and he said he wants to have the last patch notes as in the last post for patch notes on the forums to be the ones in late June before Supercell have their summer break. So I think we're looking at this month.
There we go.
Maybe they'll do something else, like they'll do a few balance changes. There might be a few little upgrades. It might just be a little small update, like a few quality of life changes. Something for the casual player. I can't see an update like with that many upgrades again. Being the next one, like people are going to catch up, and it's you want to break. You don't want to be farm all the time. I can't be bothered to do like 3 or 4 legends hits a day. Just stay in legends, just so I can do this farm. And I don't really want to do any farm hits at all, to be honest. I just want to log on, do a war once in a while, chill out, talk a bit of rubbish, log off. That's it.
What do you guys think about the poison? I actually love the poison that comes out of the Town Hall, man. The Town Hall is so brutal. And like you say, Cobbs, it wrecks hybrid. If you hybrid through the Town Hall now, then you're going to lose. I love the way that it's changed the game.
I don't.
You're not?
No, I'm a hybrid guy.
Alright, you don't like it either.
No.
Ristey, what about you? What are you thinking?
I just think the Town Hall's just become the strongest defense in the game, pretty much.
And is that a good
With
thing
that
or a bad
poison,
thing?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. You'll see the return of ring bases over anti threes, and I mean, I just think that, yeah, it will limit what you're seeing. It'll just make the game, I mean, more bait heavy, I guess. You'll have to try and bait the Town Hall if it's not a ring base, and if it's a ring base, people will just get to know the ring bases, and they'll just get taken down the same way as any ring base does. I just think that the balance on that one is just out. Just like I think that what Crunk was saying earlier, the balance of people being maxed versus people still free to play, trying to farm, or at least not sticking the money in, is out. I think it's at the moment it's too early to tell with a lot of it, and we saw those perfect wars from ATN. I mean, yeah, they're brilliant, but I mean, I think bases are still catching up. People are still getting to know everything that's going on, and that Town Hall poison is just not helpful at the minute.
I quite like. I mean, I quite like the Town Hall being strong. I think it's changed. So if you're hitting a Town Hall 13, then the way that you approach it is totally different from how you approach it at Town Hall 14. I like that there's a real change in the sort of the strategy and the sort of not necessarily the armies that you use, but the way that you use that army. I really like that. I did a tournament at the weekend that was far too long, friendly challenge tournament. People kept putting up ring bases up against Requires and Philip, and they were probably two strongest guys, or the guys that went the furthest in the tournament, and they were smashing these ring bases, and it was like then we got about, I don't know, a couple of hours in, and people realised, oh wait now, we need to put an anti-3 against them because the ring bases doesn't work. And I think the thing, the top level players are starting to smash ring bases already. So I think it will come, but yeah, I suppose possibly part of that is that my Town Hall still isn't upgraded to level 5. I was behind the curve. I didn't appreciate how strong this was until that passed me by in the patch notes when they added that extra strength to it. So yeah, it threw me off. Right, we've done Worlds, flipping it. We've done Worlds, and it's over an hour already. Let's talk about cheating. We've kind of already touched on, so we talked about piloting accounts, and stopping that side of things, or how Supercell go about approaching it. There's not really anything else you can do, is there, with piloting accounts, guys? So piloting, to give you an idea, is basically someone else playing your account for you. How do Supercell get around that? How do they stop that from happening?
Well, they're just hoping these players are going to play in leagues or events that they can scan, like Mobile Open and whatever. Because other than that, they just get away with it. Those players will never get caught unless they use those accounts. And I think those players are pretty clued on now that don't use this set account for this war because it'll get banned. So, I think most players these days have a clean account, and then, those that do, whatever, they have those accounts, but they know they can only play in these certain events with those ones. So I think, they know the workarounds.
Clash Ninja, you were about to say something there. You were going to give us some computer
from a technical point of view, what they'll be doing is they'll be basically what's called generating a fingerprint for each player. So that will take in various metrics, things they can measure, like the actual device, the device type, IP location, if they're using a VPN and things. And obviously, if the fingerprint is drastically different, that would be an account that they would look into further for potential piloting or sharing or whatever else they might be looking for. So that's what they're doing. Obviously, if you're living in the same house as someone and you give the physical device to them to play, that's pretty much undetectable. But there are methods they could be using for catching those sorts of players out.
Okay, cool. That's quite cool. Yeah, Fluxy's asking, when you say piloting, do you mean in Legends? So Fluxy, yeah, a little bit of both. So piloting, yeah, we just talked. So people, you see that in league matches and also in Legends as well. I think the bigger problem in Legends is probably more win trading. So you've brought us onto that nicely, Fluxy. I think win trading is a bigger issue in Legends and Champs 1 as well. Champs 1 has become a big issue Ristey, I know you've got a big opinion on this. Go for it, Ristey. Tell me why it's such a big deal now in Champs 1.
Well, see, Supercell are giving world spots, so you're passing day 1. You're going straight into day 2 of the pre-qualifiers, and that's a pretty big advantage, especially if you manage to avoid. It effectively stops you from drawing a big team and then facing a hard match in the first day and potentially getting eliminated. It's a free pass a day 2 if you make top 64. You got teams that are going to be offering bases out. Look at the traps. It's just you just can't know. Like they know people do it, and there's a way of tracking it as well. You can see on the bots that are out there. Clash Ninja will know more, but you can see the scores people are getting, and then all of a sudden somebody will hit like a high 40s, or they'll be hitting like just shy of 40s, and then they'll hit like a 44. It's just you know it's going on. Supercell are rewarding it. It's just nonsense. Like those sort of clans just have no place in a game. It's a totally different dynamic to what I can get on board with. If you're a cheat, you're a cheat. You know that's not right. You're trading stars to get into the top 64. Like, if I was to do that, I'd put the game down beforehand, because for me, there's no integrity in that. If I'm doing well, I'm doing well because I've got there. I'm not doing well because somebody's given me some cheat codes.
A free win.
So yeah.
So
So I think, yeah, when you were on, you talked about this. The issue is that they've made Champs 1 such a big deal by including it in this, having a 15v15 thing and throwing that into a 5v5 competition, and also having this thing where there was already, just to be one of the top teams, when there was no reward, there was win trading going on, and now there's this reward where you get access to the worlds, and it's insane. So yeah. What about Legends then? We saw Bernal last month going on a bit of a Twitter mission, and I've not got the graphic, but see on the YouTube video, I'm going to put up the graphics that Clash Ninja sent me. Clash Ninja, do you want to try and talk us through the sort of what we were going on about in the Legends side of things?
Yeah, sure. So there are people who are tracking a lot of the, a few thousand players within the top end of the Legend League, or even a spread over the league. And basically, you'll see a general pattern of the good players scoring, I don't know, say 50 stars more than they're losing each day on defenses. But then as the month progresses, if you get to sort of 2-3 weeks in, you've got those people over 6,000 trophies. You do the maths on that, and you realise that they must be getting almost 40 stars off 40 trophies off almost every attack, and losing hardly anything on defence. And even when you've got some of the top base builders in the game saying they're putting up fresh bases every day and they're not getting these defences that some of the top guys are getting, the only explanation can be either these guys are exceptionally good base builders, which does not appear to be the case, or there's an incentive, potentially financial, for people to, if they match up against them on their legend attacks for that day, to throw the attack and get, like a real low damage 1 star. Just ideally, they go for low damage 1 stars, so it doesn't count as a defense, but it means that they only give up 9-10 trophies for the attack, and then they'll send that screenshot to the person they attacked, and there'll be a cash reward for throwing that attack essentially. And there are people who've been monitoring the top players, and they've been sort of building up a profile showing that there's certain players who are getting a lot of these low star defenses, the low trophy defenses, compared to the regular pro players that are playing legitimately and fair play, and the patterns just doesn't match up. So there's definitely something untoward going on there.
I think so. Beer's talking to Cobbs, saying Cobbs is concentrating very hard on typing to the chat the whole time. Cobbs is having the best time, but yeah, he hasn't said much for a while. But he's involved if you read the chat. But yeah, so how do they fix win trading? Anyone got any solutions? Cobbs is still typing, so no, it's not going to be Cobbs. Alex, you got any ideas?
No, I think this is something that Supercell will never find a workaround for, because at the end of the day, people pay to win games. That's you can look at any game, and that's pretty much the situation. People pay to get in the top of leaderboards. We have seen Supercell try and do something with banning certain players. You know, that they've got the evidence. Like Clash Ninja was just saying there. You know, they've looked at the statistics. They've seen what's actually happening. They can determine who's actually doing these sort of things, and they are starting finally to implement bans, because there's been, I don't even know how long it's been, but we had the whole Mujtaba Stephanie thing that was going on for a while, and now it's kind of those don't know if it's Chinese, Japanese, whatever it is, players that were kind of, you know, at the top of the leaderboard getting these 1-star defenses and stuff. And but I think no matter what Supercell does, this will continue to happen. I think people will always pay to be at the top of leaderboards, and I it's a shame because you don't really get to see, you know, the best players in the world. But I don't think there's a workaround for Supercell really. People will always pay other people so they can get to the top.
Yeah, and Fox is making a good point there. It's like, if you get players that like have a disconnect, have a genuine disconnect, you can't penalise someone just for getting just for having one bad hit. But I suppose if it's consistently every day that they're getting that disconnect, I don't know. It's a really difficult thing. It is a really difficult sort of workaround. One solution that people said there is sort of hiding names and decorations so people can't recognise bases. Do you think that would work?
I think that's yeah. I hadn't thought of that. That's a good workaround, I suppose.
There'll also be people who game the system though. They'll put a few wall pieces in a certain configuration to indicate it's them. There'll be that people will always find a way around whatever limitation you put in place, because they're cheeky like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Man, a lot of people go really, really hard at trying to get number one in that legend. See, that's why if you're like me, no, you're not good. You never have to worry about it. You just sit low, 14,000 and you're happy.
Do you know what? The best place to hang out is the bottom of Legends League. It's great. You never lose loot. If you're a slacker like me and you're lucky to get 8 hits in a day, that's pretty good, man. It's not bad. Crunk, you've been quiet for a while. You got anything to say on this?
No, I think they've started to get on top of the Legends League a lot, because there was so many mutual barter accounts in there and all that, and there was I'm not going to say the name, but I know there was one guy who was running approximately 40 accounts for him, and he was paid very well by them, and it's not really happening anymore. Now you're seeing a cleaner Legends. It's not totally clean, but you're seeing the right people at the top and that. And now they've got this, maybe they've moved on to this $45,000 tournament or something, and they're chucking money at that. And obviously all the clans are going to go and play. All the people who are complaining about the charter, like rigging Legends League, are going to play in that tournament. If they really didn't like the Legends League that much, they would boycott that tournament. There's maybe one streamer and one clan that will like properly stick up to that. I won't say the name, but if you've got the money, people are going to play your tournament, to be honest. And it's kind of good in a way that they've shifted away from Legends League, I suppose. It's being done properly, but we'll see how this tournament goes anyway. Could be interesting.
Mack, awesome. I have a question.
Go for it. Do you know what? We're moving. Oh, you're cutting up, mate.
I have a question. It's way off in left field.
Okay, well, we're on to viewers' questions now anyway, so, crack on, man.
Right,
you can be a viewer.
I'm a viewer right now, but Hold My Beer has been in this chat, I think, since, I don't know, the 20-minute mark. Why don't we have him come on here?
Well, you know what? I have tried to sort out Hold My Beer coming on, and unfortunately we tried to get him for the charity stream, and unfortunately couldn't make it. I'd be delighted to have him on, and Nick's lurking as well. I'd love to have all the Space Station gaming in. That'd be good fun.
Oh, Little's got there you go. Look, Beer just responded. He said he could do the next one.
Awesome sauce. Happy days. Beer, I will be in we'll slide into your DMs, man. It'll be good. Maybe have Cobbs back on. You will talk more than Cobbs. Hey, Beer, Cobbs has said loads. It's just, it's all been typing away. Lil has a question. Lil, type it. We'll try and catch that. While we're waiting, I thought what we do is we could all ask each other questions. So, Crunk, you had a question for Ristey that I know. So, do you want to do one of them?
I can't remember what it was. I think I sent it to you, but I completely
right,
forgot.
okay. I'll ask it then. I'll tell you
Give me the question, master.
One job, man. Okay, so Ristey, Unfair Warfare and EYG in the semi-finals of the Mack tournament, which is Family Feud, but good try, Crunk. Is this your potential final? Is this the final that you want, Ristey? Ristey, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the final? Did you not have your earbuds in?
No, it died.
Right. Okay. So, Unfair Warfare and EYG in the semi-finals of the Mack tournament. What?
I did hear.
You did hear, all right.
Yeah.
Be speechless. That's the first.
Speechless.
Definitely not. So yeah, I've been trying. I've been trying my hardest. I'm desperate for it. I'm desperate to see. I know Mack said previously it's the reason that Family Feud was an idea. So yeah, let's go. Let's try and make it happen. We've got a few obstacles in the way, but if we can get past them, it'll be a good showing. So it's definitely the final I want.
Yeah.
Whether we both get there, I'm going to give no disrespect to USA fan or a Felian, but it's
No, that's good, man. That's good. Thank you. Right, Lil says, who is Cobb's, Style, and Crunk's favourite BFC player? So, Style, do you want to start off with Alex? You want to start off with that one? Who is your favourite Brian Fan Club player?
Well, that's an interesting one, and it's quite a controversial one for me, probably. But I like all the BFC guys. That's why I stream them. That's why I'm the.
You're making me well up, man.
Content creator, but my favourite's Ross, definitely. My favourite's Ross, my boy.
Ross, happy days.
I'm a fan of all of them though. I love the guys.
Boom's little brother, Ross. Yeah.
Yep, indeed.
Yep.
The very same.
Crunk, do you want to? In fact, Cobbs, are you ready to answer? I'm trying to work out if you're ready. Or he's still typing. He's not even realised he's been asked the question. Let's go to Crunk.
I'm waiting. I'll let Crunk go.
Yeah, go for it, Crunk.
No, like same as Alex. Like you go through phases, I suppose. Like one day, like someone's tripling, and you're like, oh yeah, they're my favourite or whatever. But they're all pretty cool and that. But I don't know, man. I'm quite enjoying Zane's rants at the moment, to be honest. So at the moment today, probably Zane.
Zane, based on his rants, awesome.
Maybe if Cobbs puts a little rant about cheating at the end of this show, that might be it.
Cobbs, what about you? Who's your favourite?
So Russ is going to get mad at me because Russ is expecting me to say him, but I'm going to have to go with Big Nasty here. Is every time Russ messes up, Big Nasty is right on his case, and he will say, that's how you get it done. That's how you get it done, Russ. I'm going to go with Big Nasty here. And Russ is going to be really mad about that.
Game of Gold Geezer has asked a very important question, Alex. Why does BFC let a 10-year-old stream for them?
That's an interesting one. I don't know. You'll need to ask Cobbs and Crunk.
Cobbs, did you prefer Alex when he had a beard?
My brain's not really functioning anymore. It's way past my bedtime if you haven't realised.
Well, I liked him better with the beard, but I'm just the manager. We can tell
I liked you better with a mohawk.
Oh no, we're not bringing that up. That's a long gone. But see, we know that Little wears the pants because she made him shave the beard off, so that's where his beard went, down the drain.
Was that really a beard, though? Can you count that?
Nah, you can't count it. It was bum fluff, let's be honest. I've just got to own it now.
I heard they put milk on it and let the cat lick it off.
Alex, tell us about your newest project before your brain ceases to work. Tell us about about the ladder project.
All right, that project. Okay, I'm
Yeah.
working on something else as well, but
Oh, okay. Well, tell us about that if you want. But
no, it's secret for now. But yeah, Legends Ladder Night. It was something I've thought about doing for a while. I guess it's similar to Alpha League, just in a roundabout way. It's sort of finding out who the best 1v1 player is, but just in a ladder format. It's a little bit different. It's really easy going. Yeah. It's just, again, trying to just do something a bit different. See if the community likes it. If they do, then great. If they don't, then doesn't really matter. But yeah, it's
that you
just
you
trying
must
to-
be
just-
tired, man. That is the least hyped advert I've
Absolutely.
ever seen.
yeah. No, I'm really burnt out. But
Yeah, sorry,
yeah,
man.
feel free to come and sign up. 1v1 AFC ladder. yeah.
Does anyone have any questions for anyone else?
Yes, I have a question for Ristey.
Oh, here we go.
I would like to know why Ristey, because if you remember, Mac, a while ago, I was part of the Unfair Warfare family with Hydrogen.
Yeah.
So I want to know why Ristey was just that easy just to let me walk to EYG and under Crunk's wing. Could you speculate on that, Ristey, for us?
This is
I
dangerous
can say
territory,
lots of
cops.
things. I can say lots of things, but it first started off with a conversation I had with Ken Cass. I don't want to release any information, but
Oh, I don't care. You can release it all. It's all
he said this guy was a bit of a pain in the ass, so keeps asking for promotions. You should probably not want him to step up into the Unfair Warfare family, do some more work. So I said, all right, fair enough. And then Crunk reached out to me, and I said, mate, I've got this guy who's a bit of an issue. So you see, Ken Cass don't like him. I can't give him a job. I said, can you just pretend you got a job for him? And he said, yeah, sure, that's fine. He said, I've got this pretend job that keeps going around the community, which is manager role. I was like, oh, really? Cobbs would be perfect for that one. You take it. And that's just how it happened.
Crunk, can you speculate on this for us? Is this true?
What do you want?
Yeah,
what
I'm
do you
just it's pretty much all true. It's all true. And Ristey was like, after all this time, he hasn't earned his elder. Maybe he can earn his elder with you. And I'm still just kind of waiting on that promotion to elder. I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon, but there might be a day. I might have to ship you to Welbs at this rate.
Hey, I have a question for Crunk then, Mac, when you're ready.
Go for it then. Go for it, Crunk. You get it all off your chest, man.
Crunk, why do you like me so much as an admin in like the EYG Open? Is there any reason why I do a good job? Could you speculate on that?
It's funny. It's just funny. It's not even like real admin work. It's just clowning around, I suppose, and annoying people. Just putting you in charge of something and just watching you get on with it. It's just funny, to be fair. I enjoy it.
Has anyone got any questions for Clash Ninja? I'm sure someone said they were
well,
going to ask Clash Ninja. I can't remember.
I
what it was.
said I was going to ask him one.
yeah.
I wanted to know what would potentially bring him into to the sort of competitive community, and his reasons for staying outside.
Yeah, so primarily I think I'm aware of the time commitments required in order to succeed in the competitive community. I have participated in competitive gameplay outside of Clash in the past, and I know how much time is involved to do a proper job. And then due to sort of running the site and work and other commitments, I don't think I've got the time to commit to it just yet. But maybe in the future I'll give it some consideration.
Okay, I've got a question for you, Clash Ninja. If you were going competitive, and I know there's many options out there, but if you only had two options, you had two people that were approaching, you had Brian Fan Club and you had Unfair Warfare. Where would you go? Where would you go out with those two?
Well, I'd say that, like, you know, beggars can't be choosers, but I like Ristey's banter, so I think I'm going to have to go with Unfair Warfare.
Oh,
Wrong decision.
Crunk will be massively offended. Crunk
Crunk's
thinks he's
leaving
got
right
good
now.
pants. Happy days. And we've not got very many more questions coming in. People are asking about who's got the sexiest voice in Clash. I've never really had an opinion on this. Do you guys
Big
have
nasty.
any opinions?
Crunk can definitely back me up. It's Big Nasty.
Lando's got my vote.
Big nasty.
Lando does have a smooth voice. That's true.
It's either Lando or Creek for nighttime radio. His nighttime radio voice will put you to sleep.
Cobbs, did you have one there?
Big Nasty.
You're Big Nasty
100%.
as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Pfizer's a close second. Little's right. Pfizer's a close second.
Yeah, Pfizer's got a nice voice, a smooth voice.
I've got a question for Mac.
Oh, go on then.
So, if you had to meet up with one of two people that you met up with last time to go on a drink with this time, who would you go on a drink with, and what manly drink would you pick?
Out of you and Alex. Is this the question? Out of you two?
Well, yeah. I mean, sure, why not?
Well, you two were the only two people that were there. So, so if I had to choose between you and Alex, I don't know.
You're taking a long time with this decision here, Matt.
I am. I think. Do you know what? I think I would choose Ristey. I'm sorry, man.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you next week.
But he actually left. That's awesome. Hey, Lando's lurking in the stream as well. Hello, Lando. Crunk, you've now got a little sort of logo on the screen. That's good.
This is his face reveal. Come on, Crunk, let's go. Show it.
Is he going to turn his camera on?
He's going to do it.
Lurking.
He is,
Because,
yeah.
I'm meant to be in a war.
Oh no, is this overran massively? Right. Oh, he's back. There he is. Mate, that was quality. I might end the video there when it goes on YouTube.
Unbelievable.
He didn't let me explain. Only
there was no
because,
explanation needed.
Mate, there can't be two of us drinking cider. It's that simple. You can't have two people sitting together drinking cider. All right.
Ristey, you want to go to the pub? Me and you?
Yeah, sure. Let's go.
Sounds good. All right. Cut out the middleman.
Happy days. You got one, Cobbs. You got one. Go for it.
For you.
For me.
If some odd reason, and this probably won't happen because I'm playing for EYG whenever we play USA Fam, and we'll probably lose because of that. If EYG meets Ristey's clan, Unfair Warfare in the finals, who are you personally rooting for?
Who am I rooting for? I honestly don't know. I want, so with all wars, I want it to be I want both wars to always open with like a 3-star on each side, because then you know it's going to be a decent war. See, when you get like a 3-star and like a low 2 or something, and the first hits on each side, you're just like, oh man, this is going to be a whitewash. It's not going to be fun.
I mean, I think it's more exciting when a team like Ristey's team does what they did. Now, I only watched the first half of the previous Unfair Warfare Family Feud War, and I'd put 20,000 channel points on them, and I had to walk away because I thought, what are these guys doing? They're throwing this down the drain because I put points on them. You know, I know what Ristey's like. He'll have told the team, and but no, they were 5 stars down or something at halfway, and they won.
So
I don't know quite how they
YouTube video
that.
coming out soon, but
I'm waiting on it because
recovery.
I missed the second half, but yeah, some recovery.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I think so. Kalo has just mentioned, Mac, remember who you play for in 5v5s. I mean, this is a true story. I think so. Cobbs, when we were organising the Ryder Cup, which hasn't quite happened, it was Mac is Unfair Warfare, Alex is EYG. Now that's not 100% true. We both stream everyone all the time. We've got close affiliations with everyone, but I think I'm Unfair Warfare more.
Yeah,
sorry,
I'd say so. I'd say so as well.
But that's kind of so. Yeah, I think I'd. But I'd hate it if we got to that point. I mean, you guys have got two big teams to get up to beat on each side. But if you got to that final and then it was like a real hard show each side, that'd be 50v50 was crazy.
Yeah, we could have Alex organize it. It could be a mirror cup, and then everyone could ask him, "What does mirror cup mean?"
What are the rules? Where do I sign up? Why is my base a Town Hall 7? Right, guys, I think we will end it there. We have covered loads and loads. Thank you so much for hanging out. Possibly too many people. I don't feel everyone quite got the opportunity to speak all the time. But you know, Cobbs had loads of fun chatting to the actual chat by typing, so it was great. Actually, we were communicating all over the place, and it was good. There's been a couple of follows. There was a gifted sub in there, Alex. Thank you for the gifted sub. Dirty Blade and Beansy, if you're still here, thank you for the follows. And Beer, I'm definitely going to hold you on that, and I'll give you a wee shout. Maybe Beer and Nick could come on. That'd be interesting, wouldn't it? That'd be a not bad stream. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for coming on. Everyone, thank you for being here. We need to find someone to raid. Someone make a suggestion quick. Let's have part 2 of this soon. Did you guys enjoy this? Okay, fair enough. If people enjoyed this.
Tomorrow. Just go tomorrow.
Let's go tomorrow.
No, let's go to Mara. Jeez, man.
Let's go to Mara. I thought you said let's go tomorrow. I was like,
Let's go to Mara.
Oh, no, it's just that
We're not Scottish enough to.
Yeah, that's what it was.
There's a few folks live. Lex is live, Gaz is live, C Gamer.
Let's do Mara Jade. Mara Jade, BB. I've remembered the BB at the end. The amount of times I raid and forget to do that. Guys, join me on the raid. Thank you so much. I don't know what else to say. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I hope you enjoyed coming on. It's been great fun. This is kind of, honestly, where I wanted to go with this. A bit more, less interview and more podcast, like everyone getting to chip in and have opinions and all that sort of stuff. And I did trail this as unedited, unscripted, and uninformed. And I think we've been pretty opinionated in a very uninformed way. So it's been. I think we've hit those marks pretty well.
There's still a topic to be covered next time, though. I was waiting on it coming, but it never came. So I guess we'll just need to cover that next time.
I don't know what.
I will end the stream there. Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.